Hey guys, welcome to another Hotlap. This time with voiceover explaining the whole thought process around Sonoma with the ACF Porsche GT3. Since the track is very unique and has some very interesting particularities, I figured it would be interesting to use this format instead of a hot lap only. It's not easy to put down a fast lap on the limit with the car, but I'm pretty sure it's all a matter of getting used to its weaknesses and abusing its qualities. I'm glad I can help people improve their driving, and as always, I hope you all enjoy. Alright, T1. Focusing on a wider entry line while lifting and gently braking at the end of the pit lane yellow lines so you can deal with the high lateral zones with the car straighter as possible. Then fully on the brakes at the start of the left curb. That way it will be easier to maintain the rear end settled under braking and give you better chances at a good exit, using the whole traction the car can give you. 4, turn 2 and 3 is all about maximizing the opening for both corners, reducing the third gear with gentle braking on the first left-hander, helping the car to rotate better, opening the line for T3. Avoid the full usage of the curb on T3 since it's already a complete elevation change for the chassis to handle. Abusing the curb will only give you more understeer and higher chances of going off the track on the exit. For turn 4, go full on the brakes with a bumper length to the end of the curb on the left. Trail the brakes while turning in and focus on a mid to late apex. That will provide you a good exit speed and straighter line, avoiding the possibility of touching the dirt on the exit, which is deadly by the way. On turn 6, avoid braking on the crest, because the chances at locking up and spinning out are big since the car is fully unloaded at that point. So give it a little brake tap right before the crest and focus on trail the brakes into the corner to help with rotation and maintaining a mid to narrow line to maximize the shorter corner path. Then go back fully on throttle with a car and a half length to the left curb on exit. For T7 and T8, brake on the red Honda billboard and focus on the shorter path through the corners without hurting your exit. But it's a good idea to practice different lines through there as well to help with traffic management on multi-class racing. For the complex of T9, T10, 11 and 12 corners, we get to the point where Porsche starts to behave something like an electric chair. The idea is to focus on maintaining the weight of the car on the rear axle by not going fully off throttle when changing directions. That way it will be easier to maintain the rear settled with good enough traction and rotation for each corner. Always opening and closing the corners, focusing on a late apex so you also don't understeer off the track. A good side note is that curbs might help you with the rotation, but it's very easy to overdo it, so be cautious and prepared to counter steer if needed. Now for the last deadly part of the track with the Porsche, T14. It's simple enough, little dab on the brakes while turning in at the end of the curb on the left, trying to carry as much speed as possible without losing the rear in the process. Thankfully the car is already going fast enough to generate a good amount of downforce, but understeer is still a major issue if you don't take care on the entry line. For the last corner, T15, your braking point is at the end of the red billboard on the left. Will vary accordingly to your fuel amount, but that's a good reference point. Try to use as much space as possible on the entry, but watch out not to crash on the pit entry wall or into a car going into the pits. Again, focusing on building the brakes for rotation at low speeds and a good straight line maximizing the exit. And there you go. That's a track guide Hotlap on Sonoma Raceway with the ACF Porsche GT3 992.